Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Life's Playbook podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is season 5, episode 3. With that being said, for those of you who are new to the show, I am your host, Wayne Jackson, and I'm joined today by my one and only co-host Noah Hawley, who's currently recovering from wisdom teeth surgery. So bear with him as he gets through this episode. But those of you who are new, I'm the host, he's the co-host. We're gonna be giving you guys our top 10 running backs heading into the 2025 season. We've done a lot of top 10s, and they've all done pretty well. Recently, though, can't deny, our viewership has been kind of messed up because of this wisdom teeth stuff, but we getting back on track. Getting back on track. So we're gonna be giving you guys our top 10 running backs. Well, I guess at this point a month ago, I gave you guys my top 5 running backs, and y'all had a lot to say about Bijan. I know that. And we're going to be talking about Bijan again, but this time with my co-host Noah. So now I'm going to be giving you guys my full top 10 list. I'll see if I can try to remember who I had in my top 5 last episode. So let's get into it. Before we get into today's episode, make sure to download Prize Picks, the most elite sports fantasy app. And real quickly talking about the NBA Finals, the Pacers, they didn't get the job done last night. They blew it at home, the OKC, and the series is tied 2-2. So, having said that, Noah, what are your thoughts real quickly on this final? And the Pacers not closing out the series like we thought they should have done.
Mhm. Well, kind of disappointed because I've been saying Pacers in 5 for the longest, and right now it's kind of looking like Halliburton's uh not showing up like how he did against the Cavs, and it's kind of making me sad because he went out there 4-1 us. It's like we completely embarrassed ourselves against him, man, and like um. He just needs to show up, bro. He needs to do something extra. He needs to I don't know, bro. Not
Yeah,
really much I can say. Shade, Shade's doing his part. He don't like them to be.
yeah, it ain't looking. Halliburton, he not showing up. It ain't looking good for that brother. But no doubt the Pacers can't steal another one at home as they go back. OKC for Game 5. They did it Game 1, so now they kind of have to do it in Game 5. Because if they don't win Game 5, they may not have a shot in the series. Um, with that being said, one more piece of basketball news before we get to the list. Shout out.
LeBron James.
Yeah, shout out LeBron James for being the GOAT. We love you, man. But shout out to another young GOAT, if you will. Shout out to Caitlin Clark for dropping a 30 bomb on the Liberty and finally ruining their season. Their perfect season of 9-0 is now ruined as they got, I wouldn't say manhandled by the Fever, but Caitlin Clark, she Showtime Clark, and this was her debut game back from injury too. Shout out to her for putting on a show and finally stopping the Liberty from going 10-0. With that being said, let's get to the list. Let's get to the running back list. Before we get started with the running back list, I got just one honorable mention for my list, and that man is Aaron. No, two. I got two honorable mentions. The first is Aaron Jones from Minnesota, and the second is, and I might get some heat for this, but the second is Alvin Kamara from the Saints. Now, hear me out. I knew this was what was gonna happen. Hear me out. Aaron Jones, still a solid running back. He is an older guy, so I think his years in the league, I think the years are starting to catch up to him. He can still give us good production. He can still give the Vikings good production. But I think the guys that I got on my top 10 are not only younger, but they still have some fuel left in the tank. Not saying Aaron Jones doesn't, but I think I would pick some of the guys on my list over him. And Alvin Kamara, I mean, he is out of his prime. We got to admit he's out of his prime. But he's still great. He's still elite. But the Saints haven't been good as of recent, and his production has been on a slight decline. But we'll see if he can, give us another prime time season. Not hating on the brother at all, but I just think, just like Aaron Jones' age and the years are starting to creep up a little bit on Alvin Kamara. But those are my two honorable mentions. Noah, you got any honorable mentions?
Ah, Alvin Kamara is in my top 10, so he's not an honorable mention for me. But I do have Aaron Jones out there because, as you said, age is a factor, and I feel it is also catching up to him. He did a lot of good things in Green Bay. I'm gonna be honest, I did not hear a lot about him in Minnesota, but that's all I gotta say.
Having said that, let's get into the top 10, starting with 10. And I'm going to start us off right off the bat at 10 with a sleeper pick. I know this guy's team is trash, essentially. They are going to be better. I do think they're going to be better than, what was it, 4 and 13, something like that. But I don't think they're going to win their division. I think they'll finish third because the Saints are terrible. I got Chuba Hubbard from Carolina at 10. Now, this dude, he's good. He's a good running back. He's solid. I wouldn't mind him on my team if I had a franchise of my own. He's good. Good production for Carolina. Solid. It's going to be interesting to see him and Rico Dowdle, from former Cowboy Rico Dowdle. It's going to be interesting to see the running game between those two, but he's good. Solid. Again, his production kind of falls under the radar because the Panthers are not good, but he's solid. He's one of the only bright spots on the team, so I got to give him credit where it's due. I got Chuba Hubbard at
I'll be honest, that guy's not on my list. But who is on my list? That guy's not on my list. But who is on my list? My bad. Older guy. Did a lot of great things with Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure he got traded. I'm not sure, but Najee Harris. I have Najee Harris at 10. Older guy, did a lot of great things in Pittsburgh, and I feel he got traded to LA. Okay, cool. He is going to do a lot of great things in LA. He's an explosive back. I'm not sure if you would consider the Chargers a run first team, given they have Justin Herbert, but rating coming, draft him.
that being said, that reminded me of that good brother because I was about to possibly slip up again, like how I did last episode with the cornerbacks. Which brings us to number 9. At number 9, I'll throw Najee Harris on there as well. I'll throw him at 9. New look for him. Again, he's on the Chargers now. New look for him. I think this is very much needed for that brother. He was great on Pittsburgh. I think he's going to be great for LA. However, they did draft Omarion Hampton, and he is equally as talented as the next guy. So it's going to be interesting to see the carries. But I think Najee Harris will be all right. He'll be all right. I think he's got to work on his speed a little bit. He's got to work on his speed a little bit and his acceleration, but he'll be all right for LA. I got Najee Harris at 9, which brings us
No,
to number
I
8.
have to give my number 9.
Number 8. What?
I have to give my number 9.
Oh, my fault. My fault, brother. My, my,
Very well. Okay.
my fault,
At
brother.
my
Go
number
ahead.
9,
Go ahead.
it's kind of a sad pick. I was a very sad man when I found out that this guy got signed by the Texans. Older guy, Cleveland fans love him. We should have gave him one more chance, but that guy's name, Nicholas Chubblis. Nick Chubb with the Houston Texans, man. We know he's not going to be their starter, but he is going to get those running back one numbers, I feel like, in my opinion, behind Joe Mixon. Sad world. Great running back, probably second best running back to ever come out of Cleveland. Sad we let him go, but very well. That's who I have in mind, Nick Chubb.
Now, unfortunately, I might catch some heat for this as well. But I do not. And this, when I get to talking about CMC, this is going to make some sense. But I do not have Nicholas Chubb on the list. Might catch some heat for that, but my reasoning for him not being on the list is he just has not looked the same anymore. Ever since that knee injury, he just hasn't looked the same. And it is a shame that he is gone. It is a shame that he is gone. He should have been a Browns for life. We all know it. Browns fans know it. Even our rivals know it. He should have been a Browns for life. But for whatever reason, we have all the money in the world to sign Deshaun Watson. We have all the money in the world to pay Myles Garrett. But we don't have all the money in the world to sign Nick Chubb. What are we doing? But it is a shame. It is a shame that he is gone. But unfortunately, he is not on my list because he just has the same since the knee injury. But I love that man to death. And he is my favorite NFL player till this day. With that being said, that moves us to number 8. Number 8. This guy, his production has also kind of been masked because of the team's success as of late. We all remember his legendary run in 2022 and 2021, I believe. Because when we saw the peak of this man, not saying we can't see the peak of him again, but he just hasn't really showed us that peak. That man is Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. Jonathan Taylor from the Colts. And there's a number of reasons why this man hasn't really been talked about anymore, or why his production's kind of been slept on. He has been injured a lot, so he hasn't really been able to give the Colts a full season. But when he's on the field, he's time and time again, he shows us he should be a top 5 dude. And maybe if he gives him a full season this season, he'll be back in the top 5 conversations. But, his production has kind of fallen off because of the injury. But I think if he gives the Colts a full season this season, and the production is good, he'll definitely, for me, possibly be in the top 5 again. But right now, he's at 8. So I got Jonathan Taylor.
My brother loves Jonathan Taylor, man. I don't know why. He just does. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said, but at number
I'm not disagreeing with anything
8,
you say.
yes, number 8, I have Devon
At number
A. Chain. 8. Yeah, number 8.
No.
I have Devon
Hey,
A-Chain.
that guy was amazing with the Dolphins. He put up great numbers in fantasy for
That
me
guy was amazing
last
with
year.
the Dolphins. He put up great numbers in
Is he older?
fantasy for me.
Because I know they had
last
2
year.
running backs last year. I forget the other one.
Is he older?
But
Because I know they had 2 running backs
yeah,
last
he is
year.
an older guy.
I forget the other one.
He averaged
he-
7.8
but
yards
He's an
per
older
carry.
guy.
Yeah, he is an older
And
guy.
that
He
means
averaged
that.
7.8 yards
Did he
per
get
carry.
traded?
That means that.
I don't know.
Did he get traded?
Whenever whenever they think Tua got a concussion, that's who they go put in at quarterback. Watch.
Whenever they think Tua got a concussion, they go put in quarterback. Watch.
Hey man, Tua, he's got to give the Dolphins to his team.
Yes, sir.
But hey,
Yes.
I ain't mad at that.
Yes,
On
sir.
H-Chan, ain't mad at that. So that brings us to number 7.
Yep. DeAndre Swift
Noah,
is at number 7 for me.
you want to go first at number 7?
Former Eagle.
DeAndre Swift.
I'm
is at
pretty
number
sure he's a
7.
Chicago Bear now.
Former Eagle.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's a
I
Chicago
feel
Bear now.
that he's going to do great
Yeah, he
things in
is.
Chicago. Not enough
I feel
good
that
things
he's
to
going
get
to do
them
great
to have a
things in
winning record,
Chicago.
though.
Not enough.
As
good
you know, I'm
things
the
to get
biggest
them to
Chicago
have a
Bears
winning
fan
record,
hater
though.
out there.
As you know, I'm the biggest Chicago Bears fan
But
hater
he is
out there.
going to be maybe top 7 running backs out there.
But
That's
he
why
is
I have
going
him
to
at 7.
be maybe top 7 running backs out there. That's why I have him at 7.
For me, at number 7, I have another somewhat sleeper pick. This dude also has had his production masked because the team hasn't really been good, and he's also been injury ridden. And you could also argue he should be a little higher on the list at 7, but I have Brees Hall from the New York Jets at 7. I got Brees Hall at 7. Injuries have just kind of torn this man up, but when he's on the field, he can do phenomenal things for the Jets. And he had a great 2023 season. And he had a pretty good 2024 season too. So I'm not mad at him, but it's just got to give the Jets full season, brother. Just got to give the Jets full season. But he's good. He can catch the ball. He can run well. He's got great acceleration. He's just got to stay on the field for a full season. But I got Brees Hall at 7. No doubt that he's going to be phenomenal this year for the Jets. Brings us to number 6. Before we hit the top 5. So, Noah,
Okay.
who do you got?
I'm kind of bouncing in between on who I want to put at 5 and 6.
I'm kind of bouncing in between
But
on who I want
I'm going
to
to just
at
put him
5
here
and 6.
because injuries
But
kind of affect his
I'ma
play. They
put
affected
him
his
here
play in
because
Chicago, and they
injuries
did kind of affect his
kind of
play in
affected his play.
Detroit.
They affected his play in
And that
Chicago,
guy's
and
name
they
is
did
David
kind of affected his
Montgomery.
play in Detroit.
Whenever that man
guy's
is on the
name
field
is
and
David
he's not
Montgomery.
injured, that boy is a
Whenever
problem.
that man is on the
I
field
guarantee you
and
it
he's not
that
injured,
if that
boy
dude did
is
not
a
get injured last year,
problem.
Detroit would have
I
went all the
guarantee
way.
you it that
But
if that
being
dude did
that
not get injured last year,
injuries do
Detroit
kill
would have
these
went
running
all the way.
backs,
But
hey,
being
him
that
and Jameer Gibbs
injuries do
are
kill
a
these
great
running backs,
1-2 punch.
hey, him and
So I
Jameer
got him at
Gibbs
6
are
only
a great
because
1-2
injury
punch.
killed.
So I got him at 6 only because injury killed.
Not mad at that one at all. Not mad at that one at all. And obviously, y'all already know how I feel about Jameer Gibbs. But when we get to Jameer Gibbs, I will remind y'all how I feel about that. But my number 6, and I was kind of torn between this guy and Kyron Williams from the Rams. And I really, that Chuba Hubbard pick might be my downfall because Kyron kind of should be on this list, but he's not because I don't think like 6 isn't high. 6 is pretty high for this man, but he is good. But for me at 6, I got Joe Mixon at 6. Um, yep.
You got
I know. Yep. I got Joe Mixon at 6.
You got
Look, brother, he produced. He produced when the Texans were mid this season. He was one of the few highlights on the Texans besides, Nico Collins. Again, I was kind of torn between him and Kyron Williams because Kyron really should be on this list. Kyron really should be on this list, and maybe that Chuba Hubbard pick kind of messed me up. But I like to give sleeper guys their flowers, and that is why I put Chuba on the list. But we're getting off topic. This is about Joe freaking Mixon, and Joe freaking Mixon, despite punching that lady back in 2021 in the bar, he has produced ever since he's gone to the Texans. All right, he's produced. We can't deny that. He had a 1,000 yard. I'm pretty sure he had a 1,000 yard season. And despite the god-awful offensive line that he had to run behind, he still did well. So I got to put Joe Mixon on here. Kyron, I acknowledge you, brother. And you had a great 2022-2023 run. But Joe Mixon ultimately won the battle and is on the list. But did you
David
give us
Montgomery.
your 6? No. All right.
David Montgomery.
All right.
Top 5.
Which brings us to the top. And as always, gotta give our 10 through 6 recap before we hit the top 5. So, Noah, you want to kick us off your recap? Got 10 through 6.
Give me like 2 seconds, bro. Okay. At number 10, I do believe that I put
At number 10,
Najee Harris.
I do believe.
At number 9, I put Nick Chubb.
Najee Harris.
At number 8,
At number
I
9,
believe I put Devon
Nick Chubb.
A-Chain.
At number
At
8,
number 7, I put
believe
DeAndre
put
Swift.
Devon
And number
A-Chain.
6, I put David
At
Montgomery.
number 7, I put DeAndre Swift. And number 6, I put David Montgomery.
Not a bad list. Not a bad list, I do say so much. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of his 10 through 6 and any running backs that he may have slept on. Let me tell you, Joe Mixon, at least right now, you haven't said Joe Mixon's name, and I think he's got to be on your list. But if he's not on the list somewhere, we might have a problem. But
it's okay. I said it's all right.
My 10 through 6. Okay. What's up?
It's all right. It's not on my list.
My 10 through 6 is as follows. I have Chuba Hubbard at 10. Najee Harris at 9. Followed by the one and only Jonathan Taylor at 8. Followed after him, I have the one and only Breece Hall. Breece the Beast at 7. And number 6, I have Joe Mixon. Which brings us to the top 5. Now, y'all already kind of know my top 5, but we gonna go over it again. With that being said, I will start us off at 5. I got Josh Jacobs at 5. Josh Jacobs at 5. Now, y'all kind of already know what I said about this man, but I will say it again. The man can do lots of good things. He can catch the ball. He can block well. He can good acceleration at his age, good speed at his age. Dude is elusive for Green Bay. He's versatile for Green Bay. Got to give him his flowers. The Raiders, it was y'all let a good one go. And he's doing good things for the Packers. He had a 1,000 yard rushing season. The brother is going to do it again. The Packers are good and he doesn't get injured. He's going to do it again. So I got Josh Jacobs
my
at
number 5. I have the running back out of Seattle, Kenneth Walker,
My number 5.
third.
I
That
have
guy
running
has
back out of
great
Seattle,
power
Kenneth
and
Walker.
speed. That's why I'm putting him in at 5.
That guy has great power and speed. That's why I'm putting him in at 5. No, no.
High. That might be quite high for him. That might be quite high for that brother. Hey, but I hear you. I get it. I love me some Kenneth Walker too, but ooh, I think 5 might be a bit high. Which brings us to what we on for right now. And I know I said this man his healthiness kind of doesn't exist anymore. And y'all first time I posted that clip, y'all said healthy CMC doesn't exist anymore. But I'm still riding on the hope that he does. And he has not changed. I got CMC at 4. Y'all kind of flamed me the first time I posted that. And I get it. I hear y'all. He kind of doesn't exist anymore, and it's tragic. But I'm still putting my money on a healthy... No, wait. Hold on. No, I just remembered. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I just remembered who I had at 4. Hold on.
Heck no!
I had Bijan at 4. Here we go. This is where we talk about. Here we go. Yes, sir. Bijan at 4.
You're
I
crazy.
just remembered. CMC is 3. So I just kind of gave that away. I got CMC at 3. We'll talk about him in a minute. But I had Bijan at 4. Man, I totally forgot about that. Let's talk about Bijan Robinson, because y'all flamed me the first time I posted what I posted about Bijan, but I'm still standing on that stance about Bijan. Let's talk about this brother, man. Let's talk about it. Pretty much copy and paste everything I said the first time about him. What has this brother done in the league that he deserves all this overvalue and all this overhype? That question has never been answered. Now I get it. The Falcons are... they're mid. I'm not saying they're trash. And that's one thing I noticed upon reading the comment section on that clip. Y'all were trying to downplay the Falcons to high, pardon my language, to high hell. Y'all acted like they had no superstars. They have superstars. The Falcons are not terrible. And Bijan is on a team that is not terrible. They're mid. They barely scrape by. But they're not bad. And I got Bijan at 4. The man, he's great. Okay, I get it. He's had 1,300 yards, 1,300 yard season. Dude is elusive. He can catch out of the backfield. He's got to work on his blocking a little bit. He can do all these great things. He's elusive. He can run. He's got a good acceleration. I do think his speed needs a little bit of work, but dude, I'm still standing on that stance, man. I'm still standing on that stance. That what has this brother done since entering the league? Y'all acted like this man was going to be the next Emmitt Smith, the next Barry Sanders, the next AP. And I know, pardon my language again, I know damn sure that man is not any of those guys right now. Not saying he's not going to be better than those guys, because he definitely can, like all time. He definitely can, and I think will be better than all those guys. But right now, I'm staying on that stance, bro. Bijan is at 4. Bijan is at 4, bro. He's at 4. He's at 4, bro. Y'all, we gonna have this conversation yet again. If this gets clipped, we gonna have this conversation yet again. The Falcons are not mid. Please do not try to downplay the Falcons to try to hype up this man's success. Yes, the coaching staff hasn't been great. Yes, the offensive line has been iffy. But they have stars. And it's not like Bijan is the only one keeping that team afloat. So I got Bijan at 4. Noah.
I'm probably going to get a lot of
Who you
hate.
got at 4, bro?
I'm probably going to get a lot of negative feedback about this pick. At number 4, I have James Cook. James Cook is my number. Nah, I'm just playing. Derrick Henry is at 4. Be honest, I do not like Derrick Henry. You know, he's a great running back. He's a great running back. I'm not gonna hate on that, but he's kind of inconsistent, especially last season, man. Uh, yeah. That guy's inconsistent, man.
Yeah.
So I got him at number 4.
Inconsistent,
Yes.
brother. Are we watching the same Derrick Henry?
Hey,
The man almost ran for 2,000 with Saquon. Him and
if the Browns
Saquon
were
almost
healthy
put up
last year,
historic
that
seasons.
wouldn't have happened.
Now, the only slight I have on Derrick Henry is the fact
Jeremiah.
that he injured our best linebacker in Cormoa.
Yeah.
But that's part of the game. But the man almost ran for 2,000,
I feel
just like
the
Saquon,
running
just
backs
with
I have
Saquon.
up on this list are better than him.
You
He's not going to have a repeat season.
all
I'll
right,
put it at that.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. Well, we'll see at his
30.
big age, at 30. We'll see if he can break the 2,000 mark. But I got Derrick Henry on my list. Now, my top 5, I kind of had to change it because I just now realized that Derrick Henry is still in the league. So I kind of had to change it. But he on the list. But that brings us to number 3. This is where I have CMC. So everything I was saying earlier about CMC, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, a lot of flack, a lot of, y'all going to be up my you-know-what yet again. But I'm just not ready to call CMC, like, washed yet, Like, I get he's injured almost all the time, and I get we may never see a healthy CMC again, but I'm still riding on the potential and the hope that this man has. He still has potential. He still has hope. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. We've kind of forgotten about his production over the years because he's been injured. And he can't really give the team a full season. But he's going to be back. He's going to be due for a bounce back season, hopefully. And if he stays for a whole season, he's going to remind us all, yes, us all, that he is still a top 3 running back in the league. If he does those things, and if this gets clipped, the clip will be good. But say what you want about me having CMC at 3, but I'm still riding on the hope and the trust that CMC will repeat what he did in 2023 on that historic 49ers Super Bowl run. But I got CMC at 3. And I said it again in the first clip. I'll say it again. I'm taking a healthy CMC over Bijan Robinson any day of the week. I got CMC at 3. Say whatever you want about that. But I'm just not ready to say he's washed. Not ready yet.
Well, at my number 3, I have Josh Jacobs with the Green Bay Packers.
Josh Jacobs.
Phenomenal season. Pretty much what you said, copy and pasted. But I have my
phenomenal
3.
season. Pretty much what you said, copy and pasted. But I
Only
have
ready for this 2 though.
All right.
2.
Josh Jacobs at 3. Might be a bit high for the man, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. All right, well, I ain't heard this man's name yet on your list, so I hope he's on the list, and I hope
Bijan's not even on my list.
he's ahead of Bijan.
Bijan Robinson
Brings us to number
not
2.
on my list. I don't care. Nope. I do not care. He's not a top 10 running back in my book.
I don't care.
Every running back I put on this list is better than Bijan Robinson. And then Christian McCaffrey, you know what? Just because you want to put Christian McCaffrey on your list, bro, Christian McCaffrey is washed. That man is old. He cannot get out of injury, and he's not going to be the same as he used to be. He will never touch the field again.
And he's not going to be the same as he used to be. He will never touch the field again.
No, bro. He's different,
does
bro.
LeBron.
He still has some fuel left.
So does LeBron.
But okay, well that much. Well, the CMC part, realistically, is true. Unfortunately, but the Bijan part, I don't know. If that gets clipped, you might face a lot of heat on that one, brother. You might face a lot of heat on that one.
I'm ready for it.
But number 2, and I had to change it up because of Derrick Henry. At number 2, I undoubtedly have to put my running back. Not going to call him the GOAT because he's nowhere near that yet. But I have to put Jahmyr Gibbs at 2. I have to put Jahmyr Gibbs at 2 because of, if I didn't put him at 2, I would have left off Derrick Henry. So because of that, I got to put Jahmyr Gibbs at 2. Last episode, the episode I did this the first time, I had him at 3, ahead of Bijan. He's still ahead of Bijan, but now I have to put him at 2 because of Derrick Henry. And I can't leave Derrick Henry off the list. So Gibbs is at 2. Basically, copy and paste everything I said the first time I spoke about him to now. Dude is way better than Bijan in every statistical category imaginable. He's still better than him now. Gibbs is the person that y'all should have been giving the overhype and the overvalue to, not Bijan. Not that bum. Okay, Bijan's not a bum, but you get what I'm trying to say. Gibbs is the rightful heir to the hype and the overvalue that y'all are giving Bijan. But I got Gibbs at 2.
My number 2. I have the MVP. The one, the only, the MVP, Saquon Barkley at number 2. I'll tell you this, he had a phenomenal season last year. Great season. Great running back. He did much greater things than he did with the Giants. The only reason he's at 2 is because the Madden curse is real. He will have another breakout season, but he will get injured because of that Madden curse.
He will have another breakout season, but he will get injured because of that Madden curse.
Well, also throw onto that, he is a player of the year. Throw that on as well. Oh, well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who you got at 1. And if it's Gibbs, I will rejoice to the heavens. But if it's not Gibbs, I might have to question whoever you got at number 1. But that brings us to number 1. And because of Derrick Henry, I have to do another 1A, 1B situation because I can't leave Derrick Henry off the list.
Saquon at 1.
So I have to do Derrick Henry at 1B and Saquon at 1. Barkley at 1. Yes. Not much to say about those two. They both almost ran. Well, Saquon ran for 2,000. It's a shame he didn't break the record because he's got a Super Bowl now. He would have had if Saquon broke the all-time rushing record in a single season, dude, he would have had the best running back season ever. Super Bowl, Offensive Player of the Year, and he broke the record. Man, he should have broke the record, but he wanted to be Mr. Nice Guy. And he didn't go for it. But that's fine. He got his Offensive Player of the Year and his Super Bowl. So, and Derek may be 30 years old, and he may have injured Koromoa, but he's undoubtedly the toughest, strongest, most durable running back in the league, and the dude almost ran for 2,000. And I think if he has a repeat of 2024, he should get 2,000 in 2020. So I got Derek at 1B and
Ready?
Saquon at 1A.
At my number one,
Ready?
I have the one,
My number
the
one.
only
I have
Ezekiel Elliott
the one.
with the Dallas.
Ezekiel Elliott.
It's like nah. I don't honesty. I have Jahmyr Gibbs at one. Jahmyr Gibbs is explosive. He's electric, and I love his play. When David Montgomery went down with injury, the main guy to go to was Jahmyr Gibbs. So that's why I have him at number one. He will have another breakout season. Him and David Montgomery both Sonic and Knuckles. I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs has the fastest 40 time as a running back. I'm not sure, but that guy is fast. He has takeoff speed. So I have him at one. Great things coming for the Lions this year. Super Bowl contenders.
So I have him at one. Great things coming for the Lions this year. Super Bowl contender.
I don't know about the Super Bowl. Did you see what Jared Goofball Goff did in the divisional round against the Commanders? Bro, threw like
We live and learn.
there's no learning with Goff. There's no learning with Goff. This man threw like 5 interceptions in that game, and then he left the game because I believe he got injured. But we'll see. We'll see. Super Bowl contenders, I don't know. We'll see. But let us know in the comments down below what y'all think of our top 10 list. Falcons fans, I'm gonna say it again. I want all the smoke about Bijan. I'm gonna say it again. I want all the smoke. This dude, Bijan, does not deserve all the. He deserves hype and he deserves value, but not what you guys are giving him. Oh no, sir, not what you guys are giving him. No, no, no. Jahmyr Gibbs, he is Timothy. He is him. The only thing I gotta say about your list, Noah, is the fact that Derek is not even sniffing top 3. But that's the only thing I gotta say about your list, brother.
Joe Mixon is washed.
And Joe Mixon. Oh wait, Joe
He ain't
Mixon's
been the
not on
same
your
since he was
list.
with the Bengals.
What's that all about, brother?
Joe Mixon is washed.
He-
He ain't been the same since he was with the Bengals.
Are we not watching the same Joe Mixon?
Nope.
Joe Mixon. What Joe Mixon are we watching? Because I'm watching the Joe Mixon that
The
ran
Texans?
for 1,000 yards despite having a mid team.
Texans ain't mid.
Texans?
Yep.
Texans ain't
They were
mid.
playoff contenders. What are you
mid in
talking about, man?
24.
They were playoff contenders. What you talking about, man?
They were
Okay,
playoff
let's be
contenders
real.
because their division
Who
was
were
easy.
contenders in the AFC North for the Ravens?
Who were contenders in the AFC North?
No. Who were contenders to the Ravens in the
Besides
AFC
the
North?
Ravens,
It wasn't the
AFC North?
Bengals.
No. Who were contenders?
You
to the
could
Ravens
argue
in
and
the
say it was the Steelers,
It wasn't
and you
the
won't say
Bengals.
it's the Browns because we were dog
You could argue and say it was the
trash
Steelers,
last year. The
and you won't
Bengals
say
were
it's the
dog
Browns,
trash
'cause
last
we were
year.
dog trash last year.
Okay.
The Bengals were dog last
Bengals
I
still
don't know
finished
how.
9-8.
I don't know how.
They still finished 9-8.
I don't know.
Hey, man.
I know how. Joe Burrow.
This is all I got to say
Jamar
about
Chase.
this year, bro. Shador, it's prime time. It's prime time. Y'all better stay woke for that. And it won't be a repeat of last year, bro. I promise you. That defense will be there. Hey, Quinshawn Judkins, he will be MVP this year. We need some receivers. We need some receivers bad. Yeah, we need some receivers really bad.
What receiver room are we looking at? Because I think we have a pretty
Okay.
decent receiving.
Tell me, Tell me how we got a decent receiver room. We have Jerry Jeudy. We have David Bell. David Bell.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy.
Who else we got? Bannon Jr. If you want to count tight ends.
Jerry Jeudy. Njoku. We had Jerry Jeudy just ran for 1,000 yards. Njoku could have had 1,000 yards if he wasn't banged up. Cedric Tillman is heavily underrated on the team, and if he didn't get banged up, he also would have been good. I don't know
He's not on the team anymore.
Oh man, Elijah Moore.
He's not on the team anymore.
Man, he was really good. Thank God, but he was the only letdown.
Okay, so he was
the only letdown. Elijah Moore
named
was the only letdown.
a wide
we got a
receiver.
decent receiver.
2 who we have at wide receiver 1. You named a wide receiver 4 who we're going to have probably at wide receiver 2. And you named a tight end. That's no.
Is that not a?
We
is
need
that
more.
Not a good
We
core
need
to
more
throw the ball to?
targets.
Like,
all right.
Who are we gonna get? We got no money.
We're gonna tank again this year. All right. No. Yeah, we're gonna tank again this year. We're gonna get the first overall pick. Okay. But we're gonna trade it away for the year after. 2020, 2027. Because no, 2026. Because you know who's gonna be in that draft? Jeremiah Smith will be in that draft.
Not Smith. Not
Yes,
Ryan
he
Williams.
will.
He will not be in that draft. Smith is not eligible. No, Smith is not eligible till 2027. No, literally, Smith is not eligible till 2027.
I'm about to look it up right now.
To enter the draft. Same thing with Ryan Williams. They are both not eligible until 2027 to hit the draft.
Yep, you're right. 2027. Okay. No, that ain't gonna work, man. I can't tank for 2 years. All right. We're gonna get Stephon Diggs. All right. We're gonna trade for Stephon Diggs. We're trading the whole package for him. Yep.
A whole package for that old man?
Or we could wait till the free agency hit.
Yes.
Pick up. I don't know who's gonna be a free agent. Maybe Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill.
I have a better idea. But here's a better idea. We already have a solid receiving core as it is. We have a Pro Bowler in Jerry Jeudy. We have another Pro Bowler in David Njoku. Errol Fannin Jr.
Dude, I feel he's going to be good.
If he's good, he will be good for us. Yeah. Cedric Tillman. Errol Fannin Jr. Oh, yeah, he gonna be special. Cedric Tillman. He gonna be good. So that leaves our wide receiver 2. And now that we got rid of Elijah Moore, our wide receiver 2 is wide open. So here's what we do. We look into the draft. It's in 2026. We look into the draft. We look at Cam Coleman out of Auburn. If he's eligible for 2026, we look at Cam Coleman. If not Cam, we look at the next best option as a prospect. But that's who I'm looking at. We look at Cam Coleman out of Auburn. We draft him. If the draft is not an option, we look at the free agents. Deshaun Watson's going to be gone because this is his last year with us. I don't know if the Myles Garrett contract is going to stint us.
We about to get $250 million back in cap
space. We look at free agents.
That's bank.
We're only like
We need
10
that.
though.
Our cap space right now, that's up. That's up. But
I
I think you hating on our receiving core, bro. I think you hating on our receiving core. We peaked. But that being said, this has been season 5, episode of the Life's Playbook. Let us know in the comments down below what y'all think about our lists. Any sleeper running backs that we may have left off our list. Then what do you think of the guys that are already on our list? That being said, we'll catch you guys for season 5. So, till then, peace out.